The identities have been confirmed for all 7 of the bodies found near a home in the town of Henryetta, located in central Oklahoma, about 90 miles east of Oklahoma City. Earlier this week, 14-year-old Ivy Webster and 15-year-old Brittany Brewer were reported missing after they didn't come back home from a weekend sleepover. They had gone to spend the night at the house of their friend Tiffany, and Tiffany lived with her teenage siblings, Rylee and Michael, and their mother, 35-year-old Holly Guess, and their stepfather, 39-year-old Jesse McFadden. Jesse McFadden was convicted for a 2003 sexual assault and imprisoned from 2003 to 2020 for that offense. In 2017, while he was still in prison, he was accused of using a cell phone to exchange inappropriate messages with an underage girl, including sharing nude photos and videos. This led to a child pornography charge for which he was scheduled to stand trial earlier this week. Ivy Webster's mother, Ashley Webster, said that her family lives 1 mile down the road from the McFadden household and that they had all become good friends since the end of 2020, that their children hung out together a lot, and that they had had sleepovers before. She said the last message from Ivy was on Ivy's Snapchat at around 10 a.m. on Sunday, April 30th. Later that day, at around 5 p.m., Ashley got a call from Jesse McFadden saying he was going to take the kids to a ranch in the town of McAllister. The Okmulgee County Sheriff would later confirm that no one showed up to the ranch that evening, and there was no contact from McFadden or anyone from his household after that point. Ivy's parents would soon start to worry since she was due home and it was a school night. Up to this point, no one in the Webster family had any idea of McFadden's criminal background. That Sunday night, according to an exclusive interview with Fox 23, the victim whom McFadden solicited while in prison, she received a set of text messages from him apparently trying to blame her for the trouble he was now in. Allegedly, he wrote to her saying, "I did exactly what I promised I would do when I got out. I got a marketing job, making great money, and was being advanced, been there 2 years now, and made a great life like I promised I would do with you. Now it's all gone. I told you I wouldn't go back. This is all on you for continuing this." The next morning, Monday at 9 a.m., Jesse McFadden was due to stand trial for those 2017 charges. But he never showed up, and a search warrant was immediately issued for the defendant. By then, Oklahoma Highway Patrol had also issued an Amber Alert declaring Ivy and Brittany as missing, and last seen hours ago at around 1:20 a.m. traveling with McFadden in a white Chevy Avalanche. The search would take Okmulgee County Sheriffs to McFadden's house in Henryetta, where he lived with Holly Guess and her children. There, they found a total of 7 bodies at various spots in the area surrounding the residence.
Ivy, Brittany, and Rylee were found separately approximately 150 to 150 yards apart from each other and approximately a quarter of a mile southeast of the McFadden residence.
2 days later, by the evening of Wednesday, May 3rd, authorities made the public announcement that the remains recovered belonged to the 2 missing teenagers, as well as Holly Guess, her 3 teenage children, and their stepfather, who was declared as a suspect in a possible murder-suicide event.
Rylee Allen suffered 1 gunshot wound to the head. Tiffany Guess suffered 2 gunshot wounds to the head.
All 7 individuals died by gunshot wounds, and each suffered at least 1 such wound to the head, with McFadden's appearing to be self-inflicted. In light of McFadden's history, Justin Webster, Ivy's father, spoke out about how this tragedy could and should have been prevented in terms of how sex offenders should be handled.
If I can tell Ivy's story and tell our story and get our government officials and everybody to start speaking out loud and keeping these pedophiles in jail, the sexual registry does not work.
Further details and findings regarding the exact motives and precisely what happened, all that info is still pending from the sheriff and the police and the medical examiner's office, but this is what I've gathered so far, so stay tuned in for further updates, and thank you for tuning in so far.